So I wanted to talk about some of the differences and options there are in building the 3D printed trucks here. Starting on this Studio Aero cab, one of the main things is the top here, there's magnets that live underneath here, and then they're also on the underside of the sleeper there. They make it so that it's easy to quickly change to having a wing on there or having nothing up there or having this top here. You'll also see that on this one I've got these fenders here, and now these will work on any truck where you just have the two drive axles connected to each other. That spacing will work. So it could also be on this truck, where this truck instead I've opted for this half fender, but you could easily put either of those fenders on either truck here. There's also this step here, and it's mounted here utilizing the same mounting holes that are for this frame connection piece there. Of course, you've got the fifth wheel, which works with a servo, a micro servo that's mounted underneath for latching and unlatching. But if you have a radio that doesn't have enough channels to run a servo, there's also an arm you can just put on this, and rubber bands or springs that will hold the hook closed, and then you can manually actuate that as well. As we go up here, you'll see, so on this one I've done these skirt lights along the cab and sleeper. That's something that is also just optional, but they fit on there really nice and add a lot of cool effect. On this truck I went for a lot of lights, so also on this front bumper you'll see there's a lot of lights across there. And then also if we scoot onto the back here, you'll see I opted for a lot of lights there as well. But again, there's many choices. If we look at this bumper here, you'll see there's fewer lights, and then if we look at that bumper over there, that's an even more standard bumper with very few lights on it. So since we're right here at the day cab, we'll take a look at this too. On the day cab, I chose to glue the back half, this back section of the cab on, and then do the body work. But you can choose to just attach it with magnets, which is how the sleeper on both of these trucks are attached. And in doing that, you would be able to remove the back of the day cab and then attach a sleeper, thus changing the look of your truck rather quickly. And then you could just have multiple parts that were all painted to match, and then change per how you would want your truck to look that day. I've tried to make a fair bit of variety, and as you can see, we've got a fuel tank here with the steps built into it. And then as we look over on this one, it's just got steps at the door, and then its fuel tank is back here. And then again, as we look over to this one, we have an even different style of steps and also a different fuel tank there as well, to provide a fair bit of variety in the way you build your truck. Same with that headache rack there. We've got this headache rack with the PTO tank at the bottom of it. And on the day cab here, we have a different headache rack that has a way for you to see out your back window. The lift axle, as you can see on this truck, it's currently in the down position, and it is also actuated with a micro servo in here. When it's in the down position, you can see that the servo arm and then this push rod arm make a straight line. And the design in that was so that when there's force on the tires, there should be very little force actually pushing on your servo, hopefully to prevent stripping out your servo too quickly or causing it to continually chirp. Again, we've got the working fifth wheel on this truck, and pretty straightforward. So if we're looking with the different modules of how this is built, we've got a drive axle module here, another drive axle here, then a lift axle, then we've got a section of frame, transmission lives right there, and then our steering module. So the only difference between how that one's set up and then this one here is that we do not have that lift axle module, and we have a slightly longer frame section here. But the other modules are the same, so we've got steering, transmission, and then 2 drive axles. So now looking at this truck, we have 2 drive axles, and then there's actually a small little frame extension right here to provide a little bit more gap between the lift axle and the drive axle. This truck was actually built to resemble a real-world truck, and on this particular truck there was a bigger gap here, and so there's a slight frame extension in between there. Then we've got our lift axle, and then we've got another section of frame, and then the transmission, and then the steering module. Another thing to note on these axles is that there's the option to have, you can build the axle either a solid axle or a differential. So you'll see here the tires on the left are spinning backwards and the tires on the right are spinning forward, showing that differential inside is working. Now on this day cab here, I actually put in solid axles, so you'll see that the tires move in the same direction there. And so far I don't know if there's any strength difference, but my assumption is that the solid axle will hold up a little bit longer. But in the driving I've done, the differential definitely does give you a much tighter turning radius. Looking at lights, you can see here we've got some cab lights on the top of the cab here. So there's a separate file. The cab top prints separate from the bottom of the cab. That's to make it easier to print and require a lot less supports. And so there's different versions of this cab top. There's a version like on this truck without the lights, and then there's a version with holes and a slot already for the lights so that you can have an easier way of doing your wiring. And then along with that, on this sleeper over here, there's a version as well for that top to have lights that would go right along there, so you could have roof lights along that as well. All of these trucks are using the DIY Guy sound and light system, and I've chosen to put all of my wiring under the hood. So there's the soundboard and light controller, and then over here I've got my receiver plugged in. Got my speed controller just mounted on top of the steering servo there, and then there's our motor and transmission. And so it all fits under the hood quite nicely. And then I've got the hood is held with that magnet there. There's another magnet over here. And so as you close the hood down, it now magnets in place